Hey, greetings everyone. It's Joe. Welcome back to our journey through the Gospel of St. Mark, where we are making very good progress in looking at strengthening our heart through the 4 C's of connections, commitment, consistency, and compassion. And we are going a long way towards redefining happiness in our life and living with a lot more purpose. I'm glad you're with me. I always appreciate your presence on these videos, each and every one of them, and today is no different. Today we are going to talk about contribution of all individuals and how important that is. So I'm going to ask you, as I normally do, to quiet your minds and hearts as we prepare to hear from Mark's Gospel, chapter 9, verses 38 to 40. John said to Jesus, "Teacher, we saw someone casting out demons in your name, and we tried to stop him because he was not following us." But Jesus said, "Do not stop him, for no one who does a deed of power in my name will be able soon afterwards to speak evil of me. Whoever is not against us is for us." When I was a young boy, I had the pleasure of going to my grandparents' house on most Sundays where we would watch football. My cousins and I would watch the game, and at some point, our grandfather, affectionately known as the Chief, he would make this comment. He would say, I have to tell you that I watch these games, and I don't know much about football, but I take very much offense that they don't add in the contributions of those linemen there, and they only talk about the star quarterbacks and running backs and stuff like that. And he really had an issue with that and would say it to us often. And how true that was. It's not so much today, but certainly back then it was a big issue. I then went on to watch my father go through the business ranks and work his way up from a helper on the lines to becoming a very big boss in New Jersey Bell Atlantic at the time. And he always used to say to me, "You always appreciate and respect the efforts of everyone that works with you." So I had some great assistance along the way in appreciating everyone's contributions. And I took that into my business life as well. And I'm so glad that I did. Sure, I learned some lessons along the way about it. And sure, I had to learn some of those lessons the hard way. But ultimately, I had a great foundation. And this gospel is another great foundation in that exact point. To never discount anyone's contribution towards goodness. This is clearly a very powerful lesson in our connections in life. Some of these connections do not have to be for very long. They do not have to be very deep connections for us, but there are individuals who we recognize, regardless of their stature in life, that they are making a positive contribution. How much so it looks so incredibly appropriate to look at the dogs that I have lived with, especially Shelby and Daniel. These were dogs. These were four-legged creatures thought to be the inferior species. But the impact that they had on people's lives was amazing, and it could never be discounted. And they are not alone. There are many others and many other instances that we are to look at. So what do we do with this gospel saying and what I am trying to offer you in this reflection? We take a closer look at all of our connections in life. We appreciate them. We have an open mind to learn from them. And we will find a lot more wisdom bestowed upon us, as well as peace in our heart. And you can't argue with that, because that is a positive contribution in itself. Well, my friends, as I always say, I thank you for being part of this journey and continuing on with this journey. I'm always here for your thoughts, your comments, your questions. And I will look forward to seeing you back on the next journey. And hopefully you could tell me a few connections that came up between now and then, and how impactful they were from someone who may have been insignificant, but becomes very significant in your life. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you back here soon. Take care.